So, how is everyone? I hope you're all well. So, we have the Vallow Daybell trial, which is starting today. And I know that there's a few people who have followed this all the way, right from the beginning, all the way through. They know exactly what's happening and they are fully up to date. But I also know that there's some people who have not. They don't know everything about this case. There are people who have seen little bits here and there. They're kind of familiar with who Rory Vallow is and Chad and all this situation. And, you know, what I thought I would do, because the trial is literally starting, I thought I would do a quick timeline just of events, just to catch everybody up, just so if you're now starting to get involved, because, you know, it's one of the biggest cases that there is out there right now. I know we've got the Letitia Storch case starting today as well, or I say case, the court. So these two are going to be running side by side, but I think this one is going to be the one that captures the most attention. So let's get straight into the meat and potatoes. And we're going to start back in 1990, which is Chad Daybell marrying his first wife, Tammy Daybell. And the couple found Spring Creek Book Company together in Utah. The company publishes Mr. Daybell's Doomsday books. The couple have 5 children together and moved to Salem, Idaho in 2015. Now, 2 years later would be when Rory Vallow marries her first husband, which is her high school sweetheart, Nelson Yanes. We're going to jump forward to 1995. We'll get there in a second. After divorcing Mr. Yanes, Rory Vallow marries her second husband, William Lagionia, or Lagoya. You know what I'm like with pronunciation. I even struggle with pronunciation. The couple have a son, Colby, but divorce after around a year of marriage. 2001, Rory Vallow marries for a third time. She and husband Joseph Ryan have a daughter, Ty Lee Ryan. The couple divorce in 2004, which jumps forward to 2006 when Rory Vallow marries her fourth husband, Charles Vallow. Colby and Ty Lee live with the couple, while Vallow also has 2 children from a previous marriage. We're going to jump all the way to 2014 now. Rory Vallow, Charles Vallow, Ty Lee and Colby moved to Kauai, Hawaii together. The same year, the couple adopts Joshua, JJ Vallow. JJ is the biological grandson of Charles Vallow's sister, who is Kay Woodcock. 2017, the family moves back to the US mainland and lives together in Arizona. It is around this time that friends say Rory Vallow is reading Chad Daybell's Doomsday books and her behaviour begins to change. Let's not forget that Rory Vallow is known as the cult killer, is it? There's a lot about this. So, 2018, April, Rory Vallow's third husband, Joseph Ryan, dies from a heart attack. An investigation is later reopened into his death in the wake of the deaths of JJ and Ty Lee. It concludes that Ryan died of natural causes. Now, October 2018, Chad Daybell and Rory Vallow finally meet in person for the first time at a religious conference in Utah. February 2019, Charles Vallow files for divorce, saying he fears for the safety of himself and the children. This comes after he contacted police saying that Rory Vallow had threatened to kill him and that she believed she was a god preparing for a second coming. He had pleaded with authorities for mental health intervention for his wife, but she was deemed competent at the time. Now I'm going to jump forward to the 11th of July 2019. Charles Vallow is shot dead by Rory Vallow's brother Alex Cox at Miss Vallow's home in Chandler, Arizona. Cox claimed that he shot Vallow in self-defense when Vallow tried to attack him with a baseball bat. Police interviews show Rory Vallow smiling as she recounts what happened. Ty Lee, who was at the home at the time, gives a similar version of events as her mother, that Cox acted in self-defense. Cox did not perform CPR and waited 43 minutes before calling authorities. September 2019, Lori Vallow moves with JJ, Tylee and Alex Cox to Rexburg, Idaho, where Chad Daybell lives. On the 8th of September, Lori Vallow, Alex Cox, JJ and Tylee visit Yellowstone National Park. Photos of the family members there mark the last signs of life for Tylee. 9th of September 2019, Alex Cox's cell phone places him in the yard of Chad Daybell's property for around 2 hours in the morning. Chad Daybell texts his wife Tammy Daybell to say that he has shot a raccoon and buried the animal in the pet cemetery on the grounds of the property. 22nd of September 2019, JJ is last seen alive. He attends Kennedy Elementary School in Rexburg, Idaho, in the day and is also seen at Lori Vallow's apartment that night by her friends Melanie Gibb and David Warwick, who was staying with her that weekend. The friends say they saw Alex Cox carrying JJ into the apartment. 23rd of September still, which is the next morning, Lori Vallow meets Melanie Gibb and David Warwick and says that JJ had to be taken away because he was being a zombie. That's correct, a zombie. Alex Cox's cell phone places him in Chad Daybell's backyard again. Ms. Vallow also calls JJ's school to say that he will no longer be attending and that she will be homeschooling him instead. Now we're going to jump forward to the 2nd of October 2019. Brandon Boudreaux, the ex-husband of Lori's niece, Melanie Pawlowski, is shot at in she's shot at in a drive-by shooting in Arizona, but escapes unscathed. The assailant is driving a Charles Vallow's car. You couldn't write this shit, could you? 9th of October 2019, Tammy Daybell calls 911 after someone shoots at her with a paintball gun in the driveway of her home. The 19th of October 2019, Tammy Daybell dies suddenly in her sleep, aged 49. Her death is ruled as natural causes. 5th of November, gunpowder treason and plot. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell get married on a beach in Hawaii. Later this month, an investigation is launched to find the missing children after JJ's grandparents contact law enforcement saying they haven't been able to contact him for months. On the 11th of December 2019, Alex Cox dies suddenly, aged 51, of natural causes, with indications of a blood clot wedged in the arteries of his lungs. The overdose drug Narcan is also found in his system. The 12th of December 2019, Tammy Daybell's body is exhumed so an autopsy can be completed. Her death is deemed suspicious, but no cause of death is released. 3rd of January 2020 now. A search is carried out on Chad Daybell's property for the first time. Now, a few days later, on the 25th of January 2020, Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell are located by authorities in Hawaii. Ms. Vallow is served with a court order compelling her to physically produce her children by the 30th of January. On the 30th of January now, Lori Vallow fails to produce her children or disclose to authorities where they are, in violation of the Madison County, Idaho court order. Now, on the 21st of February 2020, Lori Vallow is arrested in Hawaii on charges of child abandonment and desertion. She is also charged with resisting officers, criminal solicitation to commit a crime, and contempt of court. Ms. Vallow is ordered to be held on $5 million bond. She is later extradited back to Idaho. Following her arrest, Chad Daybell is confronted by an ABC News journalist and asked if the children are safe, but he refuses to answer them. Now, on the 9th of June 2020, Jaylee and Tyler's remains are discovered on Chad Daybell's property. JJ's body is found in a black plastic bag wrapped in duct tape near a tree. A piece of wood panelling and 3 large white flat rose have been laid in a row over his remains in the earth. Tylee's remains are found a short distance away, buried in the pet cemetery. Her body had been dismembered and burnt in a fire pit. According to court documents, that is. Now, Mr. Daybell is arrested and ordered to be held on a $1 million bond. Days later, authorities confirmed the remains belong to the 2 missing children. Lori Vallow and Mr. Daybell are later charged with destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence, but it is many more months before murder charges are filed. Which takes us to the 24th of May 2021, where Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell are both charged over the murders of Tylee, JJ and Tammy Daybell in Idaho. They are each charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy, and grand theft in connection with the deaths of JJ and Tylee, and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder in the death of Tammy. Mr. Daybell is also charged with the first-degree murder of Tammy. On the 27th of May 2021, Lori Vallow is ruled unfit to stand trial and is committed to a psychiatric facility for treatment. Which brings us to June 2021. Lori Vallow is charged with conspiring to murder her ex-husband Charles Vallow in Arizona. Prosecutors say she conspired with Alex Cox. August 2021. Are you keeping up? Prosecutors in Idaho vow to seek the death penalty against Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell for the murders of JJ, Tylee and Tammy Daybell. 11th of October 2022, Lori Vallow is deemed competent to stand trial. 19th of October 2022, we're now coming up to present day. Lori Vallow appears in court for her arraignment on charges over the murders of Tylee, JJ and Tammy. She refuses to enter a plea, prompting a judge to enter a not guilty plea on her behalf. The 2nd of March 2023, an Idaho judge rules that Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell will be tried separately for the murders of JJ and Tylee and Tammy. Mr. Daybell's case will be rescheduled, while Ms. Vallow's will go ahead as planned today. 21st of March 2023, the judge rules that Lori Vallow will not face the death penalty for allegedly killing her 2 children and conspiring to kill Chad Daybell's ex-wife. The ruling comes after Ms. Vallow's defense requests the death penalty be taken off the table because they won't have time to fully review the vast trove of evidence handed over in recent weeks. Mr. Daybell still faces the death penalty at his trial. And that brings us to 3rd of April 2023, Lori Vallow's trial for allegedly killing her 2 children, conspiring to kill Tammy Daybell, is scheduled to begin in Idaho today. So, there you go. There's a lot of stuff there. An amazing case. Bewildering, to say the least. And obviously, if you haven't been following this fully, it's very easy to get lost in the information and what is actually going on. But I thought that timeline may help bring a few of you up to speed on where we are and what they're actually in court for and what is going on and who they are. But that's me. I'm Harsh. I'm done. And I'll catch you all in the next one.